Hi all, my name is Gulshan Banu, working as an assistant professor, AI and DS department, SNS institutions. So today I am here to present to you a topic called as unit white box testing from the topic software testing and maintenance, and this is the unit that we have seen here. In the previous video, we saw different kinds of process that is associated with unit testing, etc. So now we will see what is white box testing. So white box testing is actually also called as the structural testing process. It is actually a derivation of test cases according to the test program. So in this you have different kinds of process like condition testing, loop testing and basic path testing. So generally white box testing involves different kinds of multiple executions or the path, and it actually sees how internal code logic behaves, and it has different kinds of loops, conditions or internal structures. Okay, without analyzing the code structure, many defects can actually remain. It is also needed for different kinds of code level testing techniques. Now this white box testing focus mainly on input output process, some different kinds of logical process. If there is any kind of errors in the loops, and you want to test any kind of internal structures of the program, etc., you want to have any kind of internal process. Okay, so now unit testing involves just refer the diagram. Unit testing involves different kinds of test cases inputs. So white box testing involves different kinds of process like integration testing, all other process in which it is having different kinds of structural testing pattern based on the program. After that, the test case output will be evaluated. So white box testing examines different kinds of source codes, logics, loops, conditions, etc. So based on those process, the statement coverage is done, branch coverage and path coverage, which is nothing but which comes under the conditional testing process. So every possible execution path is tested and it is evaluated. So it is actually mostly performed by unit testing and the developers used in this process. So white box testing is generally, as I already told you, it has different kinds of testing process like conditional testing, loop testing and basic path testing. Conditional testing is nothing but testing the logical conditions. Okay, now when it is incorrect, when you have any kind of process which is incorrect like boolean operations, variables, parenthesis is missing, all these kinds of process, or if you have any kind of error like condition, branch or domain process, the next process is loop testing. Loop testing is nothing but different kinds of verifying different kinds of loops and its structures and its iteration process. So in this loop testing there are four types, that is nothing but simple loop, nested loop, concatenated loop and unstructured loop. In this simple loop is nothing but the basic loop format. Nested loop is nothing but like you will have the innermost format like for, else, if else, all these processes are nested loop, right? So the same thing comes under this nested loop. Simple loop is nothing but for loop, while loop, do while loop, all these processes are simple loop process. Concatenated loop is nothing but if you have a simple looping process, it is generally called as the concatenated loop. Unstructured loop is, it is not actually having any kind of basic process, and you have to identify which kind of process has to be done in which phase. So the next process is the basic path testing. That is nothing but it is exercises different kinds of independent path of the process. In this you have different kinds of steps, that is nothing but control flow graph, cyclometric complexity. You have to find the cyclometric complexity. You have to identify different kinds of the independent paths. You have to define different kinds of test cases, execute those test cases and evaluate the different kinds of process. This is how the path testing will be done. So white box testing is generally used to find different kinds of errors, just to enhance the code coverage, and it helps the developers to recognize different kinds of program structures, their patterns, their process, etc. So where will this white box testing be used? It is used in unit testing, debugging process, and it ensures the high quality of a process. So yes, this is all about white box testing, and this is how you will be evaluating the white box testing, the core components, the techniques that is used, and these are different kinds of we have seen different kinds of elements that is associated with it, and we saw what are the core focusing components associated with the white box testing. So these are the references by which you can refer for this white box testing, like Geek for Geeks, tutorial points, Java point. This will definitely be useful for you. So yes, this is how white box testing will be evaluated, and the process that is associated with this white box testing. So if you have any doubts, feel free to reach out through the comment section. So this is all about the white box testing. I hope that you understood the topic. As of now, have a good day. Bye.